In this video, I'm going to show you how to do sample number 24, which is called piping. So let me show you what you need to get started. First, as always, you'll get a copy of these two pattern pieces, and then of course you'll need to cut them out. And I want to indicate that the grain on this piece will be, in this direction on both. So if you are having trouble figuring out the grain, you can always put these two pieces together like this. You could even stick some pins in through onto the table to hold them in place. And then you can just do a perpendicular line. So my line here on this grid ruler is matched up with the bottom. And then I can just do my two grain lines like that. And of course you will need to put these on fabric, on grain, and then cut them out. So go ahead and do that and I'll show you what's next. So next you'll need to make sure you have some piping. So basically it's just a piece of fabric that has like some like cord in the middle on one side. And you're going to put the big piece down first of the fabric. Excuse me, this one. And then you're going to take the second piece like this, and you're going to put it right below, similar to earlier how I showed you to do the grain. And then to sew them together in the middle, we need to put this one down, right? Because when we put it down and sew with the right sides together, it does this, So that's generally how you do it, but there's one more element in that you need to insert this piping right in the middle. So basically make sure it is 7.5 inches long. That should be long enough to go across there. And you'll have, this piece down first. Then you'll align the piping with this top edge of this larger bottom piece, and then you'll put this other piece on top. So you're going to sandwich them in together, but all three edges need to match here at the top. And then next thing you'll need to do is you'll need to get a number 4 foot and put it on your machine, and it's basically just a really narrow foot. And that helps with getting up close to that piping as possible. So let's go to the machine. Okay, so when you're ready to bring all of your pieces over here to the machine, you'll have pins in your piece, of course, and you'll exchange out the foot for a number 4. Put that in there. But if you notice, when I put the number 4 foot on and I put the needle down, it hits the plate. That's because this foot is meant to guide you in projects like this where you need to have the needle go to one side, and it's not going to do that for you. So in this case, you could put your needle all the way to the left or all the way to the right. So if you remember, in this little middle spot here, this is the needle position and the two associated buttons. So just put your needle all the way to the left, and you'll see that the little dot went all the way to the left too. And now when I go down, the needle does not hit the plate. And you line up as close as possible this left edge with the pipe that you can feel right here in the fabric, and the needle will basically now sew right here as close to that piping as possible. And yeah, you'll go from one side to the other, and then after you're done, you'll have something that looks like, only half of this is sewn, but you kind of get the idea. It'll look something like this. And so only the pipe part will be visible on the front. And that is how you do it.